Right, so sorry for the hiatus in videos. I feel like every video that I'm doing is opening with an apology. And I think the reason for that is like, sorry, you have to see my face. No, I haven't uploaded in like over 2 weeks, and there's been no real reason for that outside of I haven't had a video topic in over 2 weeks, and various things going on in like life at the moment. Nothing serious. I would have mentioned anything serious, but a lot of planning for next month's charity live streams. So what we're doing is usually during the lead up to Christmas, from throughout like December, I would do streams raising money for whatever charity. Thankmas, the Jacksepticeye thing, the Jacksepticeye charity kind of event, whatever charity that was raising money for, I would be raising money for throughout the month of December. This year I've decided not to do that. Instead, December's streams are going to be raising money for Mind, which is the charity that I raise money for through pretty much all of the other like charity marathons that I've done in the past. The reason why I made this change, Marvel Cosmic Invasion comes out on the 1st of December, and I want it. And I used to have a thing back in the Marvel's Avengers days. I used to have a thing where I essentially just came up with the cool title, Make Mind Marvel, where I would, whenever that game got a significant update, which was not very often, I would do like a week charity like fundraiser thing, just checking out the new content in that game. And then I did a similar thing when Midnight Suns came out, and I'm just going to do the same thing for Cosmic Invasion, but it's going to go through the whole month. So it's going to start off being a Make Mind Marvel thing, and then it's just going to be a Mind fundraiser for the rest of the year, essentially, because it is just the 1 month long thing. And what this means is the last week of December, pretty much the last week of the year, I'm not planning on putting any content up from the 25th to the 1st, and probably from the 1st to the 4th. I'm gonna take that time kind of just to myself, just to spend with the family. I think that's fairly like, I don't need to explain why I'm taking that time off. But December is going to be a charity like marathon thing for Mind. That is happening over on Twitch. I've tried doing it on YouTube. You get too many weirdos. Just like, that's the long and short of it. Every time I've streamed on YouTube, it seems to be the algorithm seems to send my streams to the strangest of people and the weirdest of people, and it's just, I don't want to have to deal with that, especially when I'm trying to do something that's for charity, that's meant to be, uplifting and just kind of like trying to bring good vibes. I don't really want people in the chat to be ruining that, But anyways, so that's why I keep it all over on Twitch, because I feel like Twitch chat is just a lot nicer. It's just a lot more just nice. It's just a chiller vibe over on Twitch. So the charity stuff and pretty much just all streaming stuff is going on over there. As soon as I'm able to co-stream on both, I will. I thought I would be able to do that earlier in the year, but for some reason it would only allow like one. It would only allow like one of the output places. So either Twitch or YouTube would have to have exclusively like a one stream had to be vertical, one stream had to be horizontal. So I assume that would be to be able to watch the stream on a phone, but I didn't want to have to compromise one of the streams. If I was streaming to TikTok, that would be a completely different story, but I will never stream to TikTok. But yeah, a completely different story if I was streaming to TikTok. I would, I'd put on vertical in a heartbeat because it's a mobile app. YouTube and Twitch aren't exclusively mobile apps, so imagine watching a short or watching like a vertical thing that's laid out to be on a phone screen, like on a laptop or on a TV, on a PC. I know not a lot of people watching YouTube on like PCs and on their TVs anymore. Well, more people are watching it on their TVs, but not a lot of people are watching YouTube on their desktop computers anymore. It's either on your phone or your TV, or your fridge if you're a weirdo. Say hi in the comments if you're watching this on your fridge. But anyways, that's the plan for December. I wanted to get that out of the way. There will be more info about it. I will obviously let people know when like the donation link gets put out, and obviously closer to the date I'm going to have a bit more of a drum up for it. But that is what's going on in December. We're raising money for Mind, doing a big whole thing. Essentially what I would normally do on other years, it's going to be for Mind this year. It's not going to be tied in with Thankmas and all that stuff. Not because I don't want to do a Thankmas thing this year. I just felt like I'll do my own thing this year. I'll do something that kind of celebrates my kind of community, my little corner of the internet kind of thing. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about in that respect. I also wanted to because we are coming to the end of the year. As much as people don't want to admit to it, we're seeing Christmas adverts. We're seeing people are already talking about what they're doing for New Year's. But yeah, I wanted to come in here and talk about what's coming out next year. What's the plan for not only the channel but for me? What am I excited for next year? What's coming out next year that I'm really looking forward to? And we're going to start off, or what haven't I gotten to this year that I'm excited to get to next year that isn't necessarily new, but is like stuff that I'm interested in getting into. And the biggest thing for me, I still haven't finished Storm My Archive. I'm nearly done. I think I've got a couple hundred pages left, which any other book, a couple hundred pages would be like halfway. Rhythm of War, a couple hundred pages is like the climax. So that's the end. That's the end of the book. But yeah, I'm chugging my way through Rhythm of War. Wind and Truth, I've heard, is the worst of the series. Although I heard that Rhythm of War isn't great either, and I've been loving that book. I think it's one of the better ones. If I'll be honest. Words of Radiance, a lot of people really like to glaze Words of Radiance. I just think that book's okay. In terms of my overall, like, I feel like my overall Stormlight ranking is going to be different to a lot of other people's. But it seems to be unanimously agreed upon that Wind and Truth is a bit of a step down from the rest of the series. I'm still looking forward to getting into it because I really like Brandon Sanderson's voice and I love these characters. So I'm excited to see how he wraps up this first chunk, this first arc. And I've noticed trends with the series, just things that I thought, oh, that's interesting, and oh, that's fun, and and things. I've noticed things, and yeah, that's basically all I'm gonna say. I'll leave the things that I've noticed for my actual Rhythm of War video, which should be coming soon. Which should be coming relatively soon. Other book things that I'm gonna be getting into. Mistborn Era 2. That's probably going to be my next thing, and I'm going to get through that a lot quicker than I got through Stormlight. It's taken me a year to get through Stormlight. I'm still not done. I'm not going to be done with Wind and Truth till about probably February. So yeah, Mistborn Era 2 is the next thing on the list, and then it's probably I'm either going to jump into Bloodsworn Saga or I'm going to read Eisenhorn. Eisenhorn, I have it as an omnibus, so it's the 3 books plus an extra book which may or may not have been a novella. I'm interested to get into that, and I want to read Eisenhorn before Warhammer Survivors comes out. Warhammer Survivors is essentially something that I saw a couple weeks ago. I saw this trailer and I was like, is that going to be the next Vampire Survivors DLC? No. Warhammer Survivors is its own game. It's going to be its own thing over there, but it's made by Ponkel and it's made by the people who did Bolt Gun. Bolt Gun I want to play before Warhammer Survivors comes out as well. So essentially what I'm saying is 2026 is going to be my W year. It's going to be my Warhammer year and it's going to be my Wolverine year, because Wolverine comes out next year, the Insomniac game, and that's been a game I've been looking forward to and looking forward to seeing more on since it got revealed with Spider-Man 2. I have a I don't want to jinx it, but there is no way that the Wolverine game is bad. There is no way that the Wolverine game is bad. I'm one of the staunch defenders of Spider-Man 2. I'm one of the people that thinks that game is better than the first one. Do I think it's better than Miles Morales? Yeah. I have my problems with Spider-Man 2, but none of those pertain to how the game plays, how the game feels, how the game made me feel by its ending. I don't think the ending of that game hit as hard as the first one, but still, it was an emotional ending, and it's an emotional game overall. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Wolverine game, and I question anyone that isn't. I question anyone in my kind of sector, I question anyone that's into superheroes. Marvel in general, but into superheroes as a blanket. I question anyone who isn't interested, or at least intrigued in this Wolverine game. I question the people who are saying that it's too violent. If you think that this Wolverine game is too violent, you have not read Wolverine. You do not understand this character. Even if you look at something like Logan, which is incredibly violent, but Wolverine is able to, or Logan is a character that is able to show so many pockets of his personality and show so many pockets of who he is, from the animal to the human to the hero to, you know, the anti-hero to the X-Man to the Avenger to whatever he is at any given moment, and still be incredibly violent throughout. And that violence doesn't take away from the character or take away from the man. It's just who he is. I think to have a game lean into that so much and have it feel so visceral and so in your face, and not kind of hide behind it. It's why that X-Men Origins Wolverine game is so good. It's why people remember that and love it so much. Because the movie that it's based on would have been heightened by a little bit of blood. Also would have been heightened by Deadpool either not being in the movie or not having his mouth sewn shut. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's probably my most anticipated game of next year. Anyone that's more excited for GTA 6 is a moron, in my opinion. I will not be playing GTA 6. I will not be buying it. I'm not paying £100 for a game I don't care about. That's just in case anyone asks me in the future whether I'll be streaming or playing GTA 6. I can refer them to this video where I state blanketly, call them a moron and go, I'm playing Wolverine instead. Sorry. I don't think people who like GTA are morons. By the way, I think most people who play GTA are well-adjusted human beings. There's, like most things, there's a few people that aren't. But anyways, moving away from that, comic book stuff next year that's happening that I'm really excited for. There's a Joshua Williamson Iron Man run that's starting next year. That I'm really looking forward to. Chip Zdarsky's doing a thing. I haven't been keeping up 100% with what DC has been doing. The same with the indie scene. I'm not a big indie reader, just in general, but I haven't really been looking at what has been going on in the indie scene pretty much at all. But yeah, the Joshua Williamson Iron Man run, and that's starting in January, so I don't have to wait long for that. Just catching up with all the stuff that I'm behind on is pretty much a big thing for me. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff spinning out from Imperial that I'm really looking forward to. Just a lot of, there's just, the comic book stuff, although that's how I started the channel, that is very much a thing of, like, I will see what I'm interested in as it comes out. I don't really know a lot of the stuff that's coming out next year. There's gonna be some surprises. There's gonna be some events and stuff that I don't even know about at the moment. Like, who could have looked January, beginning of last year, and thought, oh yeah, we're gonna get DC KO. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a Marvel and DC crossover. Not only that, we're gonna get 2 of them before the end of the year. Not only that, we're gonna get one that's digital only. we're gonna get, we're not only gonna get Batman Deadpool, we're also gonna get Deadpool Batman. We're also gonna get Flash Fantastic Four, and we're gonna get Thor Shazam. And only one of those makes sense, and it's Thor Shazam. But yeah, and we're also gonna get a whole load of other stories, and we're gonna get Logo, which, fart. That's basically it. As far as movies are concerned, what am I excited for movies-wise? I think the obvious answer is Avengers Doomsday. I think no matter what, I trust the Russo brothers when working on the Avengers. And I trust that they're going to make an entertaining film. You know, as much as the MCU has kind of been like that, I currently think their last project, or their last, like, film, which was Fantastic Four, is up here. I think it's moving up that way. I think Thunderbolts is like that, and then, like, maybe they went down a bit with, like, one of the shows. I don't remember, like, what show was in between. There's going to be something. I haven't seen Marvel Zombies yet. I don't think I will watch Marvel Zombies. Wonder Man looks like it's going to be meh. I think it might be on the same level as She-Hulk in terms of, like, I might find it entertaining, but I also will probably find it cringe. That's where I am, but we also have a Spider-Man movie coming out before that. And that Spider-Man movie, if it's street level, it's got Punisher in it, it might lead into Spider-Man being able to be in Daredevil, maybe not season 2, but season 3. I feel like if that is the case, and those characters can be brought together in some way, even if it's just as minor as the Spider-Man cameo in X-Men 97. If it's as minor as that, I'll still be happy. To get Spider-Man in Daredevil, or Daredevil and Spider-Man, I'll be happy. But Punisher being in it makes that seem likely. Makes that seem more likely than it did before that news got dropped. Obviously Daredevil Season 2, or Daredevil Born Again Season 2, massively looking forward to that. Daredevil's my favourite character, obviously, and I did try to do episode by episode, like, mini TikTok things on that. I think I'm going to just scrap that. I think personally, TikTok, I might just not do anymore. I might just leave TikTok and just have that be a thing where I kind of, like, go on there, like, maybe once a month and, like, laugh at a few videos and, like, just leave and just, like, ignore that app exists for, like, 99% of the year. And just go to it occasionally for the odd chuckle, because if you spend more than 10 minutes on TikTok, you come across some, like, weird far right shit, and I just don't want to. I just want to just back away from that. Yeah. Anyways, sweep that under the rug. Spider-Man Brand New Day, as much as I don't like that it's called Brand New Day, I get it, because it is technically that, but it's not that story, and I feel like if you put that story to film, if you specifically put Brand New Day to film, I feel like that would be the death knell of the MCU. I feel like normal, like, Jill and Jane, or, like, Jack and Jill going to the cinema to watch that movie, would vomit into their popcorn bucket and absolutely hate it and think this is the most abhorrent piece of media that I've ever seen. Yeah, that, I don't think people would flock to the cinema to see Spider-Man Brand New Day in that aspect. So yeah, with it being like a street level thing, possibly having, definitely having Tombstone in it, possibly having Mr. Negative in it, and Hulk being in it, and Mr. Negative plus Hulk means we're possibly getting a return to a more angry, rampaging Hulk, which is what people want to see. Me personally, I think that character has had his arc. It's not the most satisfying arc, but I think instead of going make him a savage again, I feel like going even further with, like, have him be like Professor Hulk, and then have him like evolve into Doc Green, and then have Doc Green evolve into the Maestro. I feel like that's the more interesting arc. I feel like Mr. Negative kind of, that kind of palette swap that you can do for the Hulk with that is very similar to a Hulk story from like the 80s, where he got where it was the Grey Hulk. And it might just be an excuse to get Grey Hulk in a movie, really. But the Grey Hulk getting like his body taken over by like this symbiote type alternate dimension thing, and he fought Doctor Strange and Namor. It might just be that. It might simply be that. But I feel like it's a weird choice to have Punisher and the Hulk in a Spider-Man movie together. I have faith that the Shang-Chi director can make it work. As much as I don't love Shang-Chi as much as a lot of people do, for me, I feel like that movie, or the director of that movie, really lends himself towards a Spider-Man film. And if he keeps it street level, because the street level stuff in Shang-Chi is the best parts of that movie. That bus fight is the best part of that film. It's the best part of that film. It's pretty much when Shang-Chi goes to visit his dad, or goes to see his dad, that's when the film falls apart for me. Not when he goes to like the island, not when the dragon shows up. It's like the halfway point of that film is where I say, no. This is doing everything. I think it's after they do the action sequence in the tower, like after Wong and Abomination's fight, or the fight between Xialing and Shang-Chi. They have their fight, and then there's the like underground fighting ring that's actually like in a tower, or in a construction site, gets attacked. That scene is the last good scene in that film. And then everything else after that is kind of like a fart. Like every moment of that film after that, like you have a weird joke where Mandarin says, or like Wenwu says, they thought I named myself after an orange. And then you've got like Trevor Slattery showing up, and then Dragon. Everything is just a subsequent like from the middle of that film. But anyways, I have faith that the director of that film, that I don't really like that much, I have faith that director can make a good Spider-Man film. which is at least fun. And, you know, I've faith that Marvel and Disney do not want to fumble the bag when it comes to a Spider-Man movie. And every Spider-Man film that they've done up until this point has been great. So I don't see them putting out a bad Spider-Man film. That's just me. That being said, that's everything that I'm looking forward to next year. Lanterns, I think everything that I've heard from DC since Peacemaker ended has made me less and less enthused with James Gunn's DCU. I'm still excited for Supergirl. I wish it was a direct telling of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I would prefer that over... I'm just thinking, you've got this brand new universe, right? Why not just adapt? Why not just adapt the comic books that you're making movies based on? You know, Batman the Brave and the Bold, just adapt Batman and Son instead. Like, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, just adapt Woman of Tomorrow. Why does Lobo need to be there? Why does Superman even need to be there? You know? Just adapt the source material. If you're going to adapt the source material, adapt the source material. You know? Harry Potter doesn't completely write and like the Harry Potter movies aren't just complete rewritten, like, we'll take the character of Harry Potter and we'll have him do whatever the fuck we want him to do in Hogwarts. You know, it's an adaptation of the source material. It's an adaptation of the books. You know, it tells the story of the books. There's some slight tweaks and changes to make it fit into a succinct, like, hour and 45 minutes or however long the first Harry Potter movie is. There's some stuff taken out, there's some stuff put in that, you know, makes the book work as a film. But it's just... I feel like that's what's happening with The Witcher now as well. The Witcher is like, we'll take the characters from the book. That's what the games did. They were like... The games were like weird. Because The Witcher the Wild Hunt is just a thing that just doesn't happen it's just a thing that doesn't happen in the books. It straight up just doesn't happen. And The Witcher 4 is going to be completely original stuff. I don't know if it's like based on like a sequel series that Andrzej Sapkowski wrote after the fact. I don't know if it is just doing its own thing. I think the Witcher games do just do their own thing, largely, because they're massive, and the books are itty bitty. But, anyways, but that's what is happening with that show is what I see is happening with, or what has always been a comic book media thing, is that we take the characters, we take a villain, and we just make a story around that. We make our own thing because we're better than comic books. We're too good for comic book storytelling. Like, look at what Madam Web did to Ezekiel, right? Look at what Ironheart did to Mephisto. I still like Mephisto in Ironheart, but I don't think that's Mephisto. I think the Hood is really good in that show though. But why is the Hood fighting Ironheart? Why is Ghost fighting Ant-Man? Why is Ant-Man fighting Kang, the freaking Conqueror? Why? Why? You know, it used to be a thing of, at least back in the day, they completely made up a villain for Shang-Chi. It was just like, we didn't do the Mandarin correctly, let's do the Mandarin correctly. And, you know, he doesn't even like being called the Mandarin because it's the same name as an orange. But anyways, that is it. Those are my that is the plan for December, and that is the things that I'm looking forward to next year. There is a huge amount of stuff coming out next year. Huge amount. Big amount of stuff in the video game world. Marvel Tokon as well. Fucking how did I forget about Marvel Tokon? Deadpool VR, I'm probably not going to play. I don't own a VR. Neither do I really want to buy a VR. And that game does, as much as I like the idea of John Leguizamo as Deadpool, I kind of, as much as I really like the idea of John Leguizamo as Deadpool, I think I'm just going to watch someone else play that instead of buy a VR, which is like more than I can afford, and, you know, make myself sick playing it myself. But anyways, that is it. I'm going to end this video here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I've been streaming every day over on Twitch, so go show me some love over on Twitch. Go hit me with a follow. Hit me with, you know, a follow, a fish, your fist, if you feel like it, if you really don't like me. But I will see you guys when I see you guys, because I can't promise that I'm going to see you guys anytime soon. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which I will probably be talking about Rhythm of War. See you guys then. Peace.